Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Try 4mm. I guess we're just gonna, I already took it out of the box because the box really wouldn't fit up here. And it had a couple other things in it. So, it's a hard shell metal case. So I like that. And I did open it up just enough so that I could put something in it so they all wouldn't pop out. Because when I first got it, they were everywhere because there's nothing in it to hold it in. So I put 2 bubble millers just to hold them in place. I want to find something else that's going to do better. But they were all over the place. So it's a nice metal tin. It does lock in place very well without the bubble millers, but then these are loose. So I want to find something thinner to put up here. And so here's tray 1. There's 102 total. But there's 1 tray. I can't remember if it's 2 trays or 3 trays. 3 trays or 4. So it's 3 trays. So here's the second tray. And then here's the third tray. I think I want to reorganize them. This is the way they came, but I think I want to change them and put like all greens together, all yellows and whatnot eventually. But for now, this is what we have. And there's a pretty good range of colors, even different grays, some browns, tans, stuff like that. So here, they're triangle, so they're real easy to hold no matter which hand you do with. They fit between your fingers pretty well. And they're very fine tipped. Super, super, super fine. Love it. Loving the colors. The only thing is none of these colors are labeled. So if you're color blind, there's no labels. And there's not a sheet in with it that tells what each of the colors are. I do feel like, just as an option for people who are colorblind, which is a good percentage of Americans, they should probably put the color on it. Just a thought. But other than that, I like the way they're packaged. I like that they each fit in their areas. And I pretty much like the way they are. So we're going to test some out. So I'm just going to slide this back. Everything is sitting on my silicone pad. And I have a coloring book. It's just a cheap Decorative Designs adult coloring book. I got this at Dollar Tree for $1. So nothing fancy, nothing special. Okay. And we're just going to kind of have some fun. I may sit one row of these up on the lid, filling it back some, just so I can get to multiple colors at once. I don't know if you can see that, but let me show you. I just set them in the lid so that I can see 2 trays of them at one time. I can always set another tray to the side, but I've kind of got paint everywhere, so let's just see which tray I'm probably going to use this one more. So we're just going to stick to here. Okay, now we're just going to kind of see how they do. So this one looks like a peachy color. Oh, and you can put the lids at the top if you're not somebody that likes to hold them. Okay, the color seems to be pretty evenly distributed. Sometimes you get pens and it's like really dark when you first do, and then it gets really, really light. So we'll see as time goes, but so far these seem to have about the same. I like that. And it comes out real easy. It's not something that you like have to force. This is I want to say close to it, like a lighter magenta. It's kind of a pinkish purple, but not super, super dark. Oh, that's beautiful. I got nice and dark on the page. They're smooth. It's almost like a gel pen, in my opinion. They're very smooth. I'm trying to hold my hand way up on the pen so that you can kind of see as it comes out. Sorry for any background noise. We are stay at home. Stay safe, stay at home. Bill got laid off, so we are here. I think now I'm wanting a red, but I'm only really seeing one red. We'll see. Try to hold it way back here so you guys can see. And you can't tell the difference no matter how you're doing it. I've done them in the little circular patterns, and then I've gone straight back and forth. I've done the edges, and it's not leaving any lines. It's all smooth, so you can't tell that I've done it different ways multiple times. I don't have as much control when my hand's way back here, but I also want you to be able to see it. So I'm just going to finish these other few. And I'm not going to fast forward any of this just because, one, I can't. And two, I'm running it as a live, but it's not public because I don't have another phone charged up to be able to see comments. But we will do a live later this week with painting. I might even do a coloring live. We'll see. Okay, this is kind of like an ochre yellow or ochre yellow. Some people say, I don't know. The colors are much brighter on paper than they are on the tips, unless they're just going to dry darker. We'll see. We'll give them time to dry as they go. But the colors are very beautiful, and they all seem to be coloring very well. So far it's not even really a complaint, but my only thought would be to have the colors listed on the pins. I personally am not colorblind, but I have multiple family members who are, and I just feel like it would be helpful for those people. We're going to do a blue. This is kind of maybe not quite an award blue. Yeah, it might be an award blue. Once it hit paper, it got darker. So it might be an award blue. I'm not going to color this whole picture. I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of how some of these colors do. And I figure by the time I get out to the end of these circles, these in the center will have plenty of time. I mean, they're dry, but still, they'll have plenty of time to darken. Because some colors that it darkens as it sits on the paper as it dries fully. I also want to open this up, even though this is cheap paper. It's a Dollar Tree coloring book. I do want to open the other side and see if these colors go through to the other side, if they bleed through a lot. That's why I'm testing it on a Dollar Tree coloring book instead of my nicer adult coloring books, because I just want to see kind of how it goes. And then I want to do a purple. Let's lighten it up. Let's go maybe with a lavender. And even with these darker colors, as I'm going over in different patterns, you can't tell that I'm doing circles on some, doing straight lines on some. So it blends very well. These are also water-based. I don't know if that makes a difference in the fact that it's blending real well together. But these pens are water-based. And that might make a big difference on the blending. Hopefully you guys don't find this boring. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I wish I could edit because then I could just do some coloring and then fast forward and speed it up. I think we're gonna go into, do I have a dark green here? I don't want to use a hunter green, so maybe we'll go with this one. Ooh, that color is beautiful. I hope that color dries that way. I'm trying to hold my hand back a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, and we have one more little dot in these series, and then we'll turn it over, test, and see how it went. So for the final one, I think we'll kind of go back to the inside color to bring it out a little more. And this again is like a coral peachy color. It's a little darker than coral, I would say. But it's somewhere in the coral peachy area. But with 102 color options, these are great. Like, you've got plenty to choose from. Okay, so here it is. The colors are nice. Everything's dry. And then it is a thinner paper, so you can see the colors through. So I would, if you do a painting on a thinner paper like this, I would have to choose which side that I like, because the back side's not going to be any good. Also, I would probably need to put a piece of cardboard in because I do see the colors through a little bit. On this one, not as much. They did not go through to that side. So if you choose one side to paint and then put a piece of cardboard or your silicone mat or something in between it so that it doesn't go over onto another one. On your better coloring books that aren't like from the Dollar Tree, their paper is normally much thicker than this, because I can see through this. In the right light, I can see the flower underneath. And you can probably see some of this. So yeah, it would do better with better paper, but I wanted to test on this. So I'm just going to color, and you guys can stop the video, or you can just leave it on and watch it, or you can choose to just leave it on your phone on mute so that I get the watch time. It's really whatever you want to do. I'm just going to color some. So we're just going to kind of have some fun. The fine point pens, I will say, do really well for the really detailed pieces and coloring pages that have like a lot of fine detail. But they do take a little bit longer for the pieces that have larger areas that need colored. The stained glass coloring books, I think those would work really well with these because they tend to have a lot of little details that need worked on. Do, do, do. And you don't have to push down very hard. This one's just barely touching the paper. It's almost like I'm just sliding it across. Do, 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 do. So, yeah, this one's a little darker than what I was thinking by the cap, but it'll work. Okay, so I wish people would use their inside voices. I'm going to set this one aside so I know which color I used there. And I want to just go a little as I go. Do, do, do. There we go. So I'm just going to set them in order that I'm coloring. And let's see, I need 3 more greens. This one's much darker than I expected. Maybe it'll lighten up. We'll see. Okay, and then the tip, I'm also going to go back and do this first color just to kind of bring the colors back. And it's really tiny, so, you know. Do, 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 do. I'll go around the edge. I normally just do this in my alone time with music playing, but I can't have music playing when I'm on YouTube. And I may not color all this. I'm probably not going to color all this on YouTube, honestly. I'm probably going to cut it out in a minute and just go and color on my own. And then maybe the next time we do a video, I'll show you the finished results. Because that way I can move the coloring book around and everything. Plus, then you wouldn't have to hear all the crap in the background because people are in different rooms and being louder than crap. Knowing that I'm on YouTube, need to insulate these walls much better. Much, 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 much better. At least in my art room so that I have some privacy. So let me know below what you think about these, and also let me know kind of where you're at, like what state, and how the quarantine's going in your state, or if you're quarantined yet, or I don't want to say quarantine, it's like stay in place or whatever. So let me know, and we'll come back later on when we finish this. But it's looking pretty good so far, and this is the one I just did, so you can still see some of the lines. But here's the one I did earlier, and those lines start to dissipate and it just kind of blends. So I really like these pens. I also like that I can put them in the lid up here to hold them. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little long.